Gbenga Akinnagbe is an actor best known for his roles on HBO's The Wire and USA's Graceland. He is also a global activist and founder of Liberated People, an apparel company dedicated to inspiring social change.
Edith Jibunoh is a development economist who is currently overseeing multilateral institutions for Bono's One campaign. Both are here to discuss their new Factivism campaign.
Factivism?
And, yeah, you like that?
I like
Factivism.
that. I like that.
And what it will mean for the future of activism.
All right.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Welcome, guys. So let's start
us.
with an easy one first. What exactly is Factivism and how does it differ from activism?
So basically, you think of the people who are activists and they hit the streets and they're like, we want change, we want change. And then you're like, what do you want change for? And they're like, we're not sure, but we want change, we want change.
Whatever it is.
Factivists basically get the facts, and when they hit the streets, they know what they're demanding. There's a basis for all of that action. They have numbers, they share the information with people. That helps get more people out on the streets. The people who are otherwise apathetic, they don't care, you know what I mean? Stuff is going on, you know, like, yes, they're agitating for change, but I'm not really going to leave my house, my comfort zone, to go and agitate for change. But when they see that transport is going to go up, bread is going to go up, they have the facts, that becomes this movement of factivism. It's fact-based activism that drives people into the streets, that drives people to mobilize for action.
So how does one become a factivist? Do you have to take a test? Are you recruited into the Factivism Club? How does this work?
Google. No,
Google.
no. I would say like she said, information-based, fact-based activism, research, and just being somebody who's like willing to do something different than they were the day before. You know, that can mean anything as far as your means. It means going down to your neighborhood and trying to help out, or going to the Middle East and trying to help out. Just finding out what's going on the ground and addressing those real issues.
Okay, well, as a factivist, I know you can answer this next question. What do you hope that the Factivism campaign will do, and who do you hope it will reach?
So one, we've launched this campaign because we're focused on the alleviation of extreme poverty around the world, but particularly in Africa, where there's more people than anywhere else living in extreme poverty. And for us, it's really, how are we going to really make a difference this time? We've been talking about this development game for a while, and there's been a lot of progress. I mean, on the HIV/AIDS front, there's been progress on education. There are more girls in school than ever before today. But what can we do to actually hit this thing on the head once and for all? And what we're trying to do at One is get people engaged by understanding that all of the effort we've put into development to date is actually bearing fruit. This is the information about what's happening, and anyone can be a factivist. As long as you're a concerned citizen and concerned about what's happening in your community, you're a factivist because you're engaged and you're sharing information. So our campaign hopes to actually recruit more people into this idea that by agitating for the information that empowers them to be part of that solution, that we can finally stamp out extreme poverty.
Absolutely. It's about getting people, it's actually why I started Liberated People. It's about mobilizing a demobilized populace.
Okay, well, I know Bono rolled this out on the TED Talk earlier this year, so what has some of the response been from the community, and have people been really gravitating towards it?
It's been incredible. I mean, when Bono did this TED Talk earlier this year, there were people in the audience who were like, wow, factivism, I can be a factivist. You know, people were just empowered by this idea that just because I have a phone in my hand, I can truly make a difference. I can put out a tweet. I can tweet my congressman and say to him, why hasn't this policy for the resources that need to be sent to Africa so that things can change been passed? Why hasn't this bill been passed, for instance? And we had someone who was in the audience who is actually now here in New York, a guy from Kenya, who's here in New York today to be a part of our Factivism event that's taking place later this evening at the United Nations. And he was empowered by what he heard from Bono, and now he calls himself a factivist.
Nice.
He had been organizing protests in Kenya, getting people to hit the streets. They did a famous Pigs in Parliament campaign where they told the parliamentarians, you're pigs because you want more money, and you're not telling us what you're going to do with this money or what you've done for us. And he's been doing all these amazing things, but never thought of himself as a factivist and someone that could be part of a global community of factivists for change.
I'd like to add, as far as the global community, how important it is that now that we have this technology that's proliferated to so many people on different levels, economic levels, we can find out more so readily what's going on the ground, because you can't really trust for-profit media too much to tell you what's going down on the ground, especially with, we've seen so many times recently how the for-profit media has gone lock in step with the governments around the world, lock step with governments. So hearing it from the people who are out there protesting or you know, being beat up by the police and government and so on. Hearing it directly, you get more of a feel or more truth or truths different people choose as far as what's going down on the ground.
Wow.
Now, really quickly, we don't have time for our game, but one of the facts that I did want you to point out, Edith, was about who uses more electricity. Can you tell us that one really quickly?
Gbenga loves this one.
This was mind-blowing.
So who uses more electricity? The Dallas Stadium in Texas, where the Cowboys play, or the entire country of Liberia?
Liberia?
No. Dallas, Texas. Stadium, the Cowboy Stadium uses more electricity in a day than
On
the
game
entire
day.
the entire country of Liberia.
Wow.
Wow.
Those are the kind of facts we want people to know.
It makes it real. People know
Yeah,
the Cowboys, people know electricity, and they have an idea of how we waste it now in this country, how we practice our form of capitalism.
Wow. I wish we could get to more of those fun facts, but we can't right now. So tell us where we can go to find out more about the organization. What's the website?
www.one.org. And if you want to watch the event that has all these amazing factivists tonight, /Factivism.
All right. Thank you so much. We
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
So much. You guys were great.
You're
Thank
watching
you.
Arise Entertainment 360.